bill. Currently, there's pending litigation with a number of parties that are involved. And if I'm not correct, if we adopt this legislation, would this resolve this pending litigation?
Mr. Chairman, Delegate Moorfield, and I apologize if I should know about this, but I'm not aware of any pending litigation.
Mr. Chairman, further question?
One more question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, to express their concerns on this legislation.
Mr. Chairman, Delegate Moorfield, yes, we've had multiple conversations with LS Power and its representatives.
Okay, members, cast your vote on SB 1027. Close the roll.
13 yeas, 9 nays.
Bill reports 13-9. What about these? Okay, we're gonna return to SB 481.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, SB 481 relates to earned paid sick time for employees of employers with more than 15 employees. And the provisions of the bill, I won't go into all of them, but it allows an employee to earn at least 1 hour of paid sick leave for every 30 hours worked. If an employer wants to go higher than this, they are allowed to, but it says that they shall have about 5 paid sick leave days per year. And it kind of lays out provisions of when sick leave can be taken, as well as outlines 2 avenues for filing grievances related to the Department of Labor and Industry, as well as civil action. There is money included in the budget for labor law enforcement at the Department of Labor and Industry.
Mr. Chairman.
I believe there's an amendment that the patron wanted to offer, and Delegate Krizek is going to.
Delegate Krizek.
So, do you want to? Do we have a copy? We don't have a copy of the amendment. No. Okay. So, Mr. Chairman, speaking to the amendment.
Delegate Krizek.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What this amendment would do is strike lines 100 through 104. So those 5 lines: 100, 101, 102, 103, and 104. That's letter J of section 40.1-33.2. And what that does is this speaks to already collective bargaining agreements, and it aligns with the governor's intended language. Introduced language, and it's silent. So that was silent to collective bargaining. So employers who have collective bargaining in place now would need to comply with this bill, and the patron is fine with this amendment.
Yep.
Okay, it's been moved and second on the amendment. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, any further discussion on SB 481? Douglas Davis.
Is fine with this.
Question regarding this, the mandatory sick time. So a lot of companies have just what they consider paid time off, PTO. And we tend to be a lot more flexible than this type of scenario. However, it doesn't, I don't think, given these definitions, it fits this. So would this be in addition to what companies do with PTO, or would companies have to redo their whole idea of time off for employees?
Senator?
Would you like to?
It's fine with this.
Question.
Was your question on paid time off? And it's the bill reads, if an employer does have a paid time off policy, then they would be exempt from this paid time off policy as long as it meets the requirement of earning, for 30 hours of work, you get 1 paid day off. As long as they get up to the minimum of 40 hours a year, if they do it through a paid time off policy, that would meet the requirement.
Okay, and one follow-up, Mr. Chairman, then. Just one. So under this scenario, then, if with 15 or more employees, would be exempt. If I'm reading this properly, that means if I have less than 15 employees, I don't have to offer paid time off or time off in general to them, correct? Or is there,
No,
am I
that's-
missing something?
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm tardy, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate the conversation on my bill. And I heard amendments, so I'm fine.
I move to report the amendment.
Not yet.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman.
I mean, we've already reported the amendment. We've already done that. I thought you was getting ready to report the bill. But because the bill came directly up to us, I'm going to hear audience comments to the bill. Senator, I need one person in favor of 481, and I need one person who is in opposition of 481,
Okay, thank
please. And those of you who are in favor of 481, you are free to stand with the person who's going to speak. If you are in favor.
Good afternoon, Chairman and Committee. I'm Kim Bobo, Director of the Virginia Interfaith Center for Public Policy. We think this is a really good core standard for workers. It's a compromise bill. It does exempt quite a few workers and employers, but it would be a good core standard for Virginia, and I think would be good for employers, for workers, and for families, and for public health. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Michelle Satterlin on behalf of American Airlines. I know we have United Airlines as well here, and I believe Airlines for America is also in opposition to this bill. Most states that have a major airline hub do not have paid sick leave rules in place, or they exempt airlines. So this would make Virginia very unique. We fly in and out of your districts. We bring your constituents all over the world. And it's important that, based on national laws, that we are able to keep our planes in the air. Removing the language in lines 100 through 104 removes our ability to do that and subjects us to various state laws and makes it a hodgepodge affair. For those reasons, we're very much now opposed to the bill with the stripping that language, and disappointed that that has happened. We hope that you'll oppose the bill.
Mr. Chairman? Can I ask a question of
Delegate Creaser.
American Airlines? So,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, the question is, so without this amendment, you're fine with the bill?
We were not fine with the bill. We originally asked to be exempted from the Railway Labor Act, which we have gotten that amendment in other states. We are, because we fly all over the United States and we are subject to the Railway Labor Act, we have been able to, in other states, get exemption under that. That didn't work here, so this was a second-tier compromise.
Okay, Senator, any closing comments, ma'am? I think we've already heard from the opposition.
Well, they're only opposed because of that one amendment. I have opposition from a business coalition of the whole.
We've already heard from one. If both of you guys are in opposition of the bill, correct?
Yes, but
Thank
there are
you.
a lot of.
Thank you.
Say organization, maybe.
I'm Nicole Riley with NFIB, and I represent 24 business organizations that are opposed to the bill because there's still a lot of confusion about the 15 or less exemption.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I tried very hard to get these groups together, the labor, the airlines, the business representatives. It's just been a challenge. This is the best we could come up with. It mirrors the governor's bill. It is not perfect. It's just been a challenge. There will continue to be some changes. I do not believe this bill is onerous. I think this bill is reasonable. I think allowing for paid time off policy brings us in line with a lot of other states. These practices are pretty widely spread. In many respects, we're just codifying common practice that's actually in play with most of our businesses. So I know change is difficult, but I think this is a positive step forward, and I'd like to see the committee take that step forward.
Let me take a moment here and address this bill. And I know that we cannot please everyone. All of you out there, you all have your opinions, and probably I probably tick a couple of you guys off already. But the whole objective is for the interested parties to come together and work out your differences, and then bring the legislation to us. And we recognize that there's a great deal of contention around SB 481. If there is a motion to report, we'll cast our votes, and then this bill will go into conference and give you all continual opportunity to work out your differences. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Members, cast your vote.
Mr. Chairman, is there a House bill that this is cognate to, or you said would go in conference? I'm just curious. Or because we added an amendment to it? What is it?
John, please just throw the roll.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe
They would,
Chairman
this team of CyCop and K Swinney, that's
because there are
Warthogs, that
amendments
K
to the
Swinney's from, and then BDS, that
reject
CyCop
the
is
House
from.
amendments, then of course
And
we amend
I feel like they were like my third favorite in this lobby, but right now they are not on match point. They're not third.
Please close the roll.
12 yeas and 10 nays.
Third.
Bill passes 12 to 10, and I want to encourage everyone to please hope that this bill goes into conference where you can work out your differences.
12
This
yeas,
concludes the
10
business
nays.
of the bill passes full committee. We got to go to sub.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee.
And go ahead, please.
You still have reports from two subcommittees that met earlier this week, beginning with
I'm sorry.
Commerce, Agriculture, and Natural Resources.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Yes, Mr. Chair, starting off the Commerce, Ag, and Natural Resources Subcommittee report. Senate Bill 576 from Senator Howe. There's a substitute conforming it to Delegate.
Members, please cast your vote.
Give me a moment, please.
Okay. John, I apologize. I
all
thought
right.
we had subcommittee meetings, but we do not.
So you're on 576?
576, yes.
Did we move the substitute?
I did. I'm trying to find it.
Okay. All those in favor of the substitute, please vote aye.
Aye.
Okay.
The substitute before you conformed is Delegate Sickles, House Bill 1017. The subcommittee recommended reporting this bill.
Is there a second? Please cast your vote. Please close the roll.
21 yeas, no nays.
Senate Bill 610 from Senator Hanger is the companion to Delegate Sickles' House Bill 1498, creating the Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Grant Program. The bills are identical, and the subcommittee recommended.
Members, please cast your vote. Close the roll.
20 yeas, 1 nay. Sorry, 21 yeas, no nays.
Bill reports 21-0.
Senate Bill 611 from Senator Hanger. There is a technical amendment to the bill.
Move the technical amendment.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Now the bill is identical to Delegate Rush's House Bill 1361, creating the Truck Manufacturing Grant Fund. The subcommittee recommended reporting.
Please cast your vote.
This is with the sub, I'm sorry, I missed it.
It's an amendment.
Amendment, single.
It's a, yeah.
Please close the roll.
21 yeas, no nays.
The next bill on the docket is Senate Bill 990 from Senator Edwards. There is a substitute that would conform the bill to Delegate Austin's House Bill 1602.
All those in favor, vote aye.
The substitute before you creates the Airport Opportunity Fund. The subcommittee recommended reporting the bill.
Report the substitute.
Close the roll.
20 yeas, 1 nay.
Bill reports 20-1.
The last bill on the docket is Senate Bill 1014 from Senator Ruff. The bill is identical to Delegate Rush's House Bill 1733, creating the Advanced Production Grant Program and Fund. The subcommittee recommended reporting the bill.
Members, please cast your vote. Please close the roll.
21 yeas, no nays.
Bill reports 21-0.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. This is the report of the K-12 subcommittee. First up is Senate Bill 134 related to planning time from Senator Stewart. This will provide an additional 15 minutes of daily planning time for elementary school teachers. It has already been conformed to House Bill 273. The subcommittee recommended reporting 8-0.
All right.
Members,
We're on
cast your vote.
134, is that?
134?
134.
Senate Bill 134.
Please close the roll.
As 19 yeas, 2 nays.
Bill reports 19-2.
All right, Senate Bill 142 related to virtual Virginia. The subcommittee recommended a substitute to conform to 1711.
Is there a second? All in favor?
This bill would expand virtual Virginia's availability to include middle schools, and you included $1.8 million in the House budget to expand the number of free course slots to accommodate this. The subcommittee recommended the substitute 8-0.
Move report substitute.
Members, cast your vote. Please close the roll.
At 21 yeas, no nays.
Bill reports 21-0.
Senate Bill 619, this is related to mental health awareness training. This would require teachers and other locally designated employees to complete mental health awareness training. The bill has already been conformed to Delegate Corey's House Bill 74.
Report SB 619.
Members, cast your vote. Please close the roll.
At 21 yeas, no nays.
Bill reports 21-0.
Senate Bill 880 from Senator Locke. This increases the school staffing standard. The subcommittee recommended a substitute.
Second.
All those in favor, please vote aye.
And this substitute phases in a new school counselor ratio of 1 to 325.
Report substitute, Mr. Chairman.
Members, cast your vote. Please close the roll.
At 17 yeas, 4 nays.
Bill reports 17-4.
And the last bill is Senate Bill 910 from Senator Hashmi. This increases the ESL teacher staffing standard. The subcommittee recommended a substitute.
All those in favor, please vote aye.
Aye.
And the subcommittee recommended reporting 5-3. This conforms with the $20.9 million that was included in the House budget.
Move to report the substitute.
Members, cast your vote. Please close the roll.
At 12 yeas, 9 nays.
Bill reports 12-9. Now I can say this concludes our work for the afternoon. Thank you all, staff and committee. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend.